Good evening and welcome to the YouTube channel, How to Get an 800 Credit Score. My name is Lyndon Baptiste and welcome everyone to the channel. Thank you so much for joining to also as well. Really appreciate all of you who have joined with us in our last live stream last week, Wednesday, too, also as well, where we discussed a topic on how to get an 800, can you get an 800 credit score without using credit cards. So that was a topic pretty much we came up with because of a crowd that I encountered on another live stream on another YouTube channel. So I wanted to, create a topic for them, just because they didn't like credit cards, to let them know that there's ways to build credit and get good credit without using credit cards. But this topic today, we're going to discuss and go over some news that we just received. Now, I want to make sure that I'm able to see all the comments here. So let's do that. So I'm going to be keeping track of the comments here. Right now, I'd like to welcome to the live stream Dalai Lamas. Thank you so much. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Dalai Lamas T. Thank you so much for joining here tonight. Dolly says, hello there. I totally just read the articles on this very topic. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's see. Looking to see if there's a way. Okay, I don't see. Okay, I see, but I'm trying to pick it up here on my screen, but I don't know, for some reason, I don't see how I'm doing it. But okay. But thank you, Dalai Lamas, for joining too also as well. Really appreciate you. And welcome to the stream too also as well. So basically, on our channel, How to Get an 800 Credit Score, we talk about ways to build credit, how to increase your credit score, how to get approved for loans and lines of credit on the business and personal side too also as well. And also, if you're interested in traveling the world for free and also maybe getting approved for major purchases like a mortgage or a car loan, all of it starts with building credit. And if that interests you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications too also as well. That way you will never miss a single video as we make them here on this channel too also as well. So all the comments, all the links to contact me on social media can be found at the bottom of the About section of this channel too also as well. You can contact me from there on Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and all the other social media networks. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, you can send a donation to the Cash App, or you can leave a super chat too also as well. Well, we have that enabled since we have passed our milestone of 1,000 subscribers too also as well. And you can join our Patreon, become a patron with a membership, monthly membership too. That link also to join and become a patron of this channel can be found also at the bottom of the About section of this channel too also as well. So I want to welcome everyone else who have joined. And Janelle, everyone, please give a warm welcome to Janelle too also as well. Yep, she's waving there right in back of me there. Welcome, Janelle. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you. Janelle says hello and welcome, fam, and everyone too also as well. So that's pretty awesome, I think.
Nobody saw me wait.
Oh, what's that, Janelle? You say
Nobody
something?
saw me wait.
Oh, yeah. I saw you waved. I saw you
Behind the
wave.
camera?
Yeah, I just saw you wave. Yeah, behind the camera. So, yeah, awesome. Also, Dalai Lama says, how are you guys doing tonight? Well, we're doing pretty awesome, pretty good. And, I had a long day at work today. Janelle had a pretty busy day today, too, also as well. So we were getting ready for this live stream tonight because, as you all know, we do our weekly live streams every Wednesday evening at 8:15 p.m. Central Time. Apologize because tonight we scheduled it a little later for 8:30 p.m. Central Time, so 15 minutes later because we're trying to finish up getting ready for this live stream too also, and we just needed a few extra minutes to do so. So we're glad that we were able to, get things together here for tonight's live stream. However, so that was pretty good that we were able to do that. And by the way, if you can see the video clearly and you can hear the audio pretty good, just go ahead and type the number 1 inside of the comments. If all is well and you can see the video clearly and the audio, you can hear the audio pretty well, just go ahead and type the number 1 inside of the comments too. Really appreciate that. That way I would know that everything is a-okay, everything is good on our end too also as well. And Dalai Lama says, hello there, I just read an article on this very topic. This is so awesome. Yeah, we encountered some information too also as well on this topic, and that's how we were able to make this topic for tonight's live stream too also as well. It was very surprising to Janelle and I too also, because we know a lot of people who have applied and got approved for the Apple Card. People have been using this card for a while, and it does offer some perks, some cash back too also. And, some people are very happy with the card. It does have its pros and cons. However, to the card, you're better off being an Apple, user to really benefit from the card, and actually, I believe you have to be somewhat of an Apple user to even get approved for the card to apply to also as well. So yeah, that's who it pretty much benefits, and some Apple has been accepting people who have less than stellar credit, better known as people, who are in the building credit stages, maybe people who are in subprime as far as entry level to credit, people who have lower credit scores, or so they say, but they have been notorious for denying many people who do not have the stellar credit for the Apple Card too. So I just wanted to point that out as well. Dalai Lama says, that's great. Are you guys staying warm? Well, we are trying to, pretty much trying to stay warm. Trying to test something out here really quick. Okay. All right. So that is not, okay. I'm trying to pull up comments, but running into a couple of things here with the comments. Okay. So it looks like my comments are not showing for me yet on my screen, but I'm trying to get these to pull up. Okay. But I'm following along on my cell phone, by the way, so that way I'm not going to miss any comments, hopefully. And Janelle's right here by my side, so she will make sure of that I don't miss any comments. Dalai Lama says, that's great. Are you guys staying warm? Yes, we're pretty much trying our best to stay warm. The temperature had dropped a little. A few days last week, I believe, temperature dropped into the 20s and the 30s. So we've been experiencing some rather cold weather. And we've been trying to keep warm as much as possible. Pink Lady Barber, everyone, please give a warm welcome to Pink Lady Barber. Pink Lady Barber is back once again in the building. Thank you for joining again, Pink Lady. We really appreciate you. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Pink Lady Barber. Pink Lady Barber says, hey, fam. Hey, fam, how you doing there, Pink Lady? I really appreciate you too also as well. And also, everyone, please give a warm welcome to Travel Explorer Click, or David. David went to Colombia. I don't know why I'm thinking of Cambodia. It's Colombia. I should know that better than anyone, being that I've been watching, so many of David's live streams and videos that he made in Colombia too, also as well. I should know that. But yeah, we really enjoyed your videos and live streams, David, from Colombia about, eating fruits and, in the market, walking up and down the streets of Colombia and all the wonderful information. We even enjoyed your collaboration on ACE's YouTube channel too, also as well. And we attended because, we definitely wanted to show you our support, and everything like that for our fam. So you did a great job, and we're really proud of you. Good job, good job. And David says, "Hey, Lyndon and Janelle, just wanted to say hi. I'm still getting settled, but I will keep the stream open while I work." Yes, I really appreciate that, David. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, and Janelle's talking to Pink Lady. Janelle says, "Hi, sis. Good to see you. Awesome, awesome." Dolly says, "Doing good. We got a couple of cool days headed our way. Then it's back to the 90-degree weather." Wow, you're lucky out there. 90-degree weather, huh? Well, we probably won't be seeing any 90-degree weather maybe for a long time, I believe, because this is just South Dakota, and that's just the way South Dakota is with the weather-wise. We get this year seems like the winter is just starting off very early, and it's just not not able to see where the summer went because it went by so fast, actually. So that's what we're having right now. Dolly Lamas types the number 1 inside the comments. Thank you, Dolly. Glad to know that you can see the video and the audio is clear. That's pretty awesome. Pink Lady Barber types the number 1 too, also as well. Thank you, Pink Lady Barber. Appreciate that. And Janelle says, "Today is my mama's birthday." Yes, today is Janelle's mom's birthday. So, I definitely wished her mom a happy birthday too, also as well. And by the way, Janelle's mom, she watches these videos and live streams. So, I mean, if you want to, you can definitely wish her a happy birthday in the comments or in the live stream too, also as well. Really appreciate that too. And happy birthday, Janelle's mom. Her name is Patty. So happy birthday, Patty. And next Wednesday is Janelle's daughter's birthday too, also as well. So we wanted to mention that. Also would like to welcome to the live stream Roses for Me. Everyone, please welcome back Roses for Me. Really appreciate you. And see you've been watching our videos. And you also been watching Bob from Cakeology's videos. He makes some awesome content there. And he's been coming out with some great videos recently too, as well. And we've been watching all of them and soaking in all that great information on business credit too, also as well. The Roses for Me says, "Good evening, everyone. Hi, Janelle and Mr. Baptiste, making a mixtape for my 2020 birthday party and winning Soca at the same time. LOL." Yes, that's pretty awesome there, Roses. Really appreciate that. And glad you were able to make it to our live stream today. We really appreciate you too as well. Dolly Lamas T says, "Happy birthday, mama." Okay, awesome, awesome. So, Patty, if you're watching the stream, Dolly Lama says, "Happy birthday to you." So that's pretty awesome. It's good to see all the interaction here inside of the live stream. Really appreciate that. David says, "Thank you, Lyndon and Janelle." You're very welcome, David. Anything we can do to support the fam, for sure, for sure. Absolutely. And Delta Credit Restoration is in the building, people. In case you don't know, his name is Michael Holmes. His company is called Delta Credit Restoration, and we did a collaboration live stream a few weeks ago where the topic was, how do I qualify for a mortgage? And a very knowledgeable brother too, also as well. And his YouTube channel is called Delta Credit Restoration. So if you're interested, in credit repair, You definitely want to look up his channel and subscribe to his channel and hit the bell notifications too also as well, because he makes some awesome content there about credit and credit repair too as well. So welcome back, Michael Holmes. Thank you for attending. D. Anderson, how you doing there, buddy? Everyone, please welcome back D. Anderson. Glad to have you back, D. We kind of missed you for a while. We haven't seen you in our live streams, but we're glad to have you back once again. So everyone, please welcome back D. Anderson too also. Dalai Lama says Pink Lady Barber is 67 right now, 77 tomorrow, 85 Friday, 91 and 92 over the weekend. Wow, you are so lucky, Dalai Lamas. You have that great weather for sure. I mean, we got a little warmer weather today. It was in the 30s, and then later on it went up to the 50s. So it wasn't too bad, not too cold as last week was, but I mean, we're already into the winter, so who knows? It's definitely going to get a lot colder. I mean, temperatures out here can go as low as 40 below zero in probably January, February months. So we're gearing up for that, getting ready for it. Travel Explorer Click. David says, happy birthday, Patty. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that, David. I'm sure Patty really appreciates that if she's watching this live stream too also as well. D. Anderson says, in my Ric Flair voice, woohoo, happy birthday to Patty. Yes, thank you for that, D. Anderson. Really appreciate that. And D. Anderson says, I had a wisdom tooth out and lots of overtime for 3 weeks. LOL. Wow, that's a pretty rough deal there, D. Anderson, to have your wisdom tooth pulled. I can imagine maybe you experience a lot of pain going through that too also. So, you know, I definitely hang on one second. Okay. I definitely can understand, you know, that, and I can see how that probably was definitely a challenge, you know, to going through that too also. Okay, so let's see. All right. So awesome. So thank you, people. Right now we have 12 people with us inside of the live stream. Thank you so much for joining, and everyone, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the YouTube to promote our videos better, to promote this live stream better. Hopefully we can get more views on this live stream too also as well. For some reason, I can't access comments on my computer screen. So, you know, if I don't show your comment here up on the screen, then I hope you're not upset about it because for some reason I just can't get that functionality to work right now. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that. But normally I'm able to do that. But I guess right now, okay, D. Anderson says, I'm back styling and profiling. Yes, awesome. D. Anderson got the NFCU, Navy Federal Credit Union. 15,000 said made him feel good. Okay, awesome. Well, that's pretty good. Navy Federal Credit Union, I noticed they've been pretty generous with credit limits. So, you know, if you're looking for a card with a high credit limit and you have a stellar credit score or a good credit score, you definitely want to check out Navy Federal Credit Union too, because they are known for giving out high credit limits. A friend of mine, he just got approved for a $25,000 Amex card with Navy Federal Credit Union, and he just came out of a bankruptcy. I believe it was a couple of years ago too also. So he's just been building credit for 2 years, and all of a sudden he got approved for a $25,000 credit limit from Navy Federal Credit Union. So they are very generous with their credit limits. So you guys, if that's something that's interests you, you definitely might want to check them out. Janelle says, smash the like button, people. Yes, thank you for saying that, Janelle. We definitely need that for sure, for sure. And D. Anderson says, my third card with NFCU, I'm at the max now, LOL. Okay, so you're at the max now. So are you officially in the garden right now, D. Anderson, or are you planning on applying for any more credit cards pretty soon? Roses for me says good evening to David, and thanks for the Columbia video. Yeah, that Columbia video, those Columbia videos are definitely awesome, guys. If you want to learn more about Columbia and all the wonderful things to do out there, events, you definitely want to check out some of David's videos about Columbia. Yeah, so what's that, you know?
You want to move one way for a second and look behind you.
Oh, Janelle's pointing some out. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, Janelle wanted you guys to see Bridget there. Yeah, she's just laying up next to the TV. So yeah, I guess what we can do right now is get started on today's topic, since it looks like we have 13 people here inside of the live stream right now. So what this topic is basically is about, as you can see, the topic is Apple credit card may not be helping your credit score. We encountered this information actually just recently, as of yesterday, and we were kind of shocked and surprised to see this too also as well, because some credit card experts are saying that this is quite unusual for the Apple card and Goldman Sachs. What it is they're not reporting people's credit history or payment history to the credit bureaus. And as you all know, the three major credit bureaus are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Too, there is another credit bureau that's not widely talked about too much, and it's called Innovis. But most people like to talk mainly about the three major credit bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So basically, what they was saying, we encountered one of the articles came from Market Watch, I believe it was, and they were saying if you signed up for the Apple Card, your payment history would not be reflected on your credit reports too also as well. So that's kind of discouraging in a way to people, and unmotivating for many people who are trying to build credit, or just was very thrilled and excited by getting approved for the Apple Card. They got the Apple Card, they started using the Apple Card, and also thinking that that card would help them build credit. But to the contrary, it hasn't as of yet, not yet. So they still have not reported to the major credit bureaus, according to a source that's close to Goldman Sachs. And they confirmed that to Market Watch on Monday, to also as well. Okay, but they did say that Goldman Sachs will begin to report to the credit bureaus later on this quarter. Okay, so I guess if you have the Apple Card and you have started using it, just keep your fingers crossed and just hope that the Apple Card and Goldman Sachs is not like, say, DSX Design, which DSX Design is a trade line, another company that came out. I don't know if they came out earlier this year or the end of last year, but I would just say recently, and many people had signed up with DSX Design, including me, in hopes that they would report to the three major credit bureaus, and they promised a lot. So all the full details are here on this channel. You could probably look that up in the search bar at the homepage on this channel too also as well. But that is, something that is very common for a lot of new companies that are just starting out with credit cards and credit card reporting to the major credit bureaus. Some of them end up having a difficult time reporting to credit bureaus because there is a lot that goes into that, to reporting to it. And some smaller companies have difficulties keeping up with it, or even initially starting to report, because there are fees involved that they have to pay to report to these credit bureaus. And that's why a lot of the larger companies and creditors find it more easier to report to the credit bureaus than these small new startup companies do. But Goldman Sachs is not a new startup company, people. They are considered a big bank in comparison to Capital One, you might say, or Chase, or any of the other big banks, Citibank, et cetera, et cetera. Goldman Sachs is up there in that category. Okay. But these companies, this company, Goldman Sachs, they have yet to send the details of their consumers' balances and on-time payments to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Okay. And that information is critical, is very vital to calculating your credit scores. Okay. The Vantage Scoring Solutions, which came out with the Vantage scoring model, they use that to calculate your credit scores, as well as the FICO, Fair Isaac Corporation. The FICO scoring model also uses that to calculate your credit scores also as well. And these credit scores are used for many things, major purchases that consumers might make, from mortgages, car loans, credit cards, anything pretty much, so many different things. It can determine your insurance premium rates too, also as well. They look at your credit profile and credit score to determine that. Okay, so, and there's so many other things that are determined by your credit score and your credit profile too. So a lot of companies may be looking at credit reports to consider if they should or should not offer or extend services to these consumers. And if they do extend services, to what degree, to what rate, what interest rates, and how much payments they should pay. Also want to welcome to the live stream, everyone. Please welcome back Sneaky25 to also as well. Thank you so much for joining. Sneaky25 says, good evening, Lyndon. How are you, my brother? And hey, Janelle. Yes, we're doing great. Sneaky, glad you were able to attend this live stream too also as well. And I guess D. Anderson is trying to stay in the garden. He says he has 3 Navy Federal Credit Union credit cards, and he's hit his max right now. Okay, awesome. Good to hear, D. Anderson. I'm just like you. I'm in the garden too, but I call it marinating my credit. But pretty much I see it as the same thing. I'm going to be here for a while too. Also, okay. So basically, this score we all know is very important. Okay, we know that lenders do not just only go by credit scores; they also look at credit profiles. Some of them look at what's called DTI, a debt to income ratio. Sorry about that, debt to income ratio. And if your debt to income ratio is too high, then a lot of them may deny you, and saying reason being that you are too overextended on your credit, on your debt, that is, and you have too many debts, maybe not enough income to cover your debts, or maybe your debts are just too high, and they find you a high risk to lend to because you have way too many debts. Okay, and they're not sure how you'll be able to pay off another debt added on to you. Okay, so we all know that Apple Card is a brand new product. I just came out from Goldman Sachs, too, also as well. Um, MarketWatch tried to interview them, but they did not return any of their requests for comments, which I found pretty interesting that they did not return requests for comments there. Um, but we do know Apple Card is the first credit card that Goldman Sachs has ever offered to also as well. Okay, now according to Goldman Sachs and the CEO David Solomon, he pretty much what it is they had a quarterly earnings call with investors on Tuesday, right? And he was basically bragging about how the company had a high consumer demand for the Apple Card. And being at the event, he stated that the Apple Card is the most successful credit card launch ever. Okay. And he stated that to the investors. Okay. So I could see how he would be saying that to investors because he's trying to, rally them up together, try to raise as much funds for this project as possible. Okay. Now, the details, the leak of this information, that the lack of reporting to the credit bureaus by the Apple card, it was first let out to the public by some Bloomberg reporter named Mark Gurman on Twitter. Too, also as well. Did you say something, Janelle? What are you saying?
Yeah, comment.
Comments. Okay, Janelle's telling me about a comment from
Dolly Lemon.
Oh, okay. Dalai Lamas had a comment.
Did you know that?
Okay, I can't find it. You're gonna have to show me what you're talking about, Janelle. I can't see. There's so many different comments here.
Did you know that if you have a DUI on your record?
Oh, okay, I got it. Dalai Lamas made a comment. Says, did you know that if you have a DUI on your record, but your credit score is excellent, you will get a better quote than someone with bad credit with no DUI. Wow, that is definitely interesting there, Dolly. Thank you for sharing that with us. I did not know that, but thank you for bringing that to my attention too also as well. Because, yeah, credit is, a lot of people say cash is king, but I believe credit is queen, for sure. Okay, because it means you can live so much of a better life if you have good credit. Okay, so many more opportunities will be open to you and available to you with good credit than if someone had bad credit. Okay, basically what the Bloomberg reporter, when he first revealed this news, that the Apple Card was not reporting to the credit bureaus, he was saying that the Apple and Goldman Sachs, as soon as they develop the functionality that the companies, they will report consumers' payment data. They will do it retroactively, is what he was saying, basically. So if you had the Apple Card saved for, I know I watched a video on YouTube when someone, this guy, who was giving a review of his experience with the Apple Card, and he had it for 4 months. So I'm assuming that people may have had this Apple Card for 4 months or even longer than 4 months. Okay. So if you have had it that long, what they're saying is that it could be retroactive. Okay. Can be once they develop this functionality or capability to be able to report consumers' payment data. Okay. So that may be a good thing. I mean, in my opinion, if they're able to do that, because the way I see it is that, for example, I have a account with Self Lender, which is an installment loan that I opened up in November. Actually, that one is going to reach full maturity next month. And I would have paid off the entire loan and fulfilled my end of the agreement. But anyways, when I first got the Self Lender loan, it took 3 months for them, almost 4 months for them to report to the credit bureaus. But they did report to all three major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So how it benefited me is that according to the credit bureaus, they pretty much look at any new credit card or credit account that you get approved for and open as a new account, and they grade it as a new account at least for the first 3 months. Okay, so during those that 3 month period of you just getting the account, you may experience such things as a drop in your credit score. Okay, because they're taking points from many different areas, okay, and categories of their credit scoring model. For example, in length of credit history, which accounts for 15% of your credit score, they're taking out points for average age of credit, which even though average age of credit only accounts for 1/3 of that length of credit history category, which is 15% of your credit score. So you could assume that average age of credit is probably worth 5%. Okay, if that's 1/3, 15%. Okay, so but they are still grading it that way. And if you encountered any hard inquiry, then you're looking at another 5 to 7 points knocked off your credit score. So there's so many different ways that your credit score can be affected during the first 3 months. But then if you notice after 3 months, your credit score can possibly go back up to being close to where it was before it dropped, or in some cases, it can go up to where it was before. Did you know? Dolly Lamas left a comment. Dolly says, excuse me, yes, credit is queen, and she will kick your butt if you mess with her in a bad way. Wow, that's interesting. She's a bitter lady once you hurt her. Yes, definitely. I agree 100%, Dolly. Credit is a thing that should be paid attention to more. It should be giving more of a priority by more people, because there is still a lot of people who don't think having good credit is a priority, but we try to spread the message as much as possible, try to add value as much as possible to people's lives, improve their lives as much as possible by helping them get better credit and increase their credit score. And that's what part of what our channel is all about too also. Okay. So another thing I wanted to point out is that these creditors or credit card companies, although you may see, most of the mainstream, if not all of the mainstream credit card companies, I'm talking about, when I say mainstream, I mean like Capital One, Chase, Discover, American Express, et cetera, Citibank, all these credit card companies, they do report to credit bureaus every month. Okay. They are not technically, they're not obligated to do so. Okay. That's what some of the industry experts was saying. Right. And they also were saying that they never heard of a mainstream credit card that does not report to the credit bureaus too also as well. And that was coming from Ted Rossman. And he's an industry analyst at creditcards.com, right? And he was saying that, basically, he heard of a few fringe instances of people, credit card companies not reporting, like I was saying in the, beginning earlier in the topic. Like I was comparing them to DSX Design, which is a a fringe, instance or company, you would say. Um, they're also saying certain secured cards too also as well have failed to report to the credit bureaus. Actually, I remember there was quite a bit of videos here on YouTube made about Ox Publishing and Hutton Chase having difficulty reporting to credit bureaus too also as well. And that just started like recently too, because from a lot of people that I've talked to who signed up with Ox Publishing and Hudson Chase, they noticed that they have reported to their credit report on a monthly basis too. Also,
Ronald
as well.
Anderson.
Yeah, Ronald Anderson, welcome back to the live stream. Glad to see you back again. Everyone, please welcome back Ronald Anderson. Thank you so much for joining once again, Ronald. It's always a pleasure. Ronald says hi, Lyndon and Janelle. Hello, everyone. And he made it. Yes, we're glad that you made it. Also, Ronald, it's very good to see you here with us. Okay. So this is really a shock to me. Very surprising that Goldman Sachs or Apple Card are not reporting people's payment history from using the Apple Card to the major credit bureaus. Okay, and I did not think that Goldman Sachs, being such a big bank that they are, would have this type of issue or problem reporting to the major credit bureaus. Okay, but like I was trying to get at there earlier, is that this can be a good thing in a way, too, if you look at it optimistically, because if they say, for example, if they take 4 or 5 months, for those of you who have had the Apple Card for 4+ months already, if they take that long to report to credit bureaus, then it can be a retroactive report where they just report all 4 months of payment history and your balances and your utilization, credit utilization, all in one report. Okay, and that could help you out too also as well, because then the credit bureaus will not be treating it or scoring it as a new account, as a very brand new account. Okay, because they will be reporting on 4 or 5 months worth of payment history. So that could be, good if they do retroactive reporting. That could definitely benefit you in that way if they do that. So I mean, if you're an Apple Card user, definitely cross your fingers and hope that that's what they do, and they do, and hope that they do develop, the capabilities to report to all three major credit bureaus. Okay, because this is going to be a lot of disappointed people who got who have been approved for this Apple Card, very excited about being approved for it, and hoping to build credit also with this Apple credit card to, and maybe possibly improve their credit score and their credit profile too also as well. Now, Rossman, this analyst at from creditcards.com, he has suggested that the Apple Card, was an example of a minimum viable product, or what he was saying there too, also as well. Okay, whereas they wanted to release this card later on in the summer, by late summer, but they, for some reason, decided to hurry up and rush and get it out there. Okay, and they, you know, decided that they would just improve it gradually. Okay, instead of just, perfecting it all at once before releasing it. In other words, so they had promised that way back in March, from what Rossman was saying, and he was saying that people just could not wait anymore. They just were so eager for Goldman Sachs to release this Apple Card too. Okay. when Apple did release the card, it had some awesome features. Pretty much, some people have compared the Apple, the functionality of it, whereas it has this financial management features that comes with it through their wallet app. With it helps you keep track of your spending habits and things of that nature, which was a good thing. Some people compared it to Mint, too, also, which Mint also does all of that for you, keeps track of your spending habits, and lets you know everything in full detail and fully itemized too. Which I have Mint too, also myself, so I'm pretty, aware of the Mint app, and I'm pretty, happy with the Mint app and what it does too, also as well, and helps me somewhat with my finances too, also as well, right? But like I said, this is kind of disappointing, for people with thin or poor credit history, um, who are hoping to build credit with this card. And, they're just pretty much getting anxious, waiting for Apple Card to report to the credit bureaus too, also as well, right? And it's a thing to where if they never report, I mean, that could be very worrisome for a lot of those people who are trying to build credit using this card. Okay. What'd you say,
Rose
Janelle?
it for me.
Oh, Roses for Me just made another comment. Roses for Me says, Lyndon, another YouTuber did a video that Navy Federal Credit Union does not report to the bureaus at all. I was shocked. Oh, really? Roses for Me. That's interesting. I didn't know. I didn't see that video, but I don't. I'm not surprised, because I've seen uh, creditors not report to credit bureaus. Like I said in the beginning of this topic, I've seen creditors actually promise to report to credit bureaus. I mean, a promise meaning to me, they promised on, if you go to their website at that time, I don't know if the website is still up for DSX Design, but they were promising that they would report to the major credit bureaus every month. They were also promising that they would increase your credit line, which that particular company, they promised a $5,000 credit line, right? In the beginning, when you first sign up and become a member with them and their store and their trade line too, also as well. And they also promised that after 90 days, as long as you made at least one additional purchase within that 90-day period, that they would raise your credit limit up to $12,000 and also report that as well to the credit bureaus too. Also, so a lot of people like myself got overly excited and anxious. Signed up with them, paid the membership fee, and was disappointed.
He didn't finish a comment.
Okay, looks like I did not finish your comment, Roses, for me. Okay, so you also said you were shocked by Navy Federal, the video that the YouTuber did on that. And you said Capital One increased your limit up to $5,000 since you are a part of their breach. Yeah, there was a Capital One breach this year or two also as well. I think we made I think we did make a video about the Capital One breach, but I mean, after that, we pretty much stopped following a lot of the breaches that were happening to a lot of these major companies. Like, there's another breach that happened to Yahoo, but we decided not to get into that because, for one, adding publicity to the breaches, kind of, from what Equifax was saying, it kind of puts people at a disadvantage, when we add publicity to those breaches, because Equifax, for example, has a certain amount of money set aside to pay each individual who was affected by the breach. And the more people that sign up, um, the less money each person that was affected will get. Excuse me.
First, two things. One, my mom said thank you to everyone about wishing her happy birthday just now.
Okay, Janelle's mom says happy birthday to everyone who just wished her mom happy birthday just now.
She said
And then,
thank you. And then Dolly Lamas comment because she's going off.
okay, and Dalai Lamas made a comment because she's getting ready to go. Dalai Lama says, good night, credit card family. I need to wake up at 4 a.m. You guys have a wonderful night. Yes, thank you for joining us, Dalai Lamas. We really appreciate you too also as well. Let's see, did I miss any other comments? By the way, if I missed your comment for some reason, just let me know by leaving another comment inside of the chat. I'm just not able to access all the comments on my screen for some reason. That's why you're not seeing comments pop up on the screen, right, that I'm in. So that's kind of, strange. That never happened to me inside of a live stream before like this. The only time it did was on another software that I use that I don't use that functionality. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have here?
Mr. Short, so.
Oh, Delta Credit. Excuse me.
Anderson first, sorry. He just made a comment.
Ronald Anderson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get
I'm an
to.
authorized user.
All right, but I think. All right, let's get to. Oh, Delta Credit Restoration. I had made a comment. He said Navy Federal definitely report. Okay. D. Anderson says, I have no issues. Navy Federal Credit Union reports my visas like clockwork every month. Thumbs up and thumbs up. Okay, let's see. Any other comments? Ronald Anderson. Okay, that's the comment you were telling me about, Janelle. Ronald says, I'm an authorized user on Dwayne's Navy Federal Credit Union secured credit card, and it's on all three of my credit reports. And every time he uses it, I see it reflect on my report too also as well.
Same thing with us, with all the.
What's that, Janelle?
Same thing with us when we're AU with Dwayne.
Yeah, I mean, we never had any problem with Dwayne and his authorized users too. They all reported to the credit bureaus for us to also as well. I actually seen one YouTuber made a video about some authorized users that may not report to credit bureaus, but we haven't experienced any of them. And thank God we haven't, signed up with any authorized users that do not report to credit bureaus, because what's the sense of having an authorized user account if it's not going to report to the credit bureaus, right? I mean, that's the whole purpose, right? To help boost up your credit score and to, so if it's not reporting, then there's no sense of keeping it or getting it.
Roses for me.
Okay, Roses for me says, Lyndon, let me know how to send a donation to you to support the channel. Thanks. Thank you for saying that, Roses for me. Well, basically, if you would like to send a donation or support the channel, Roses for me, you can leave a super chat here inside of the comments. I believe there should be a $sign right at the same place where you type. And from there, it's pretty much should give you directions there on how to do it. Or if you want to wait till later on to send a donation, you can send your donation by using the Cash app and send a donation to $ Lyndon Baptiste. Okay, I think I'll just type that here in the comments here, right? I'm typing that right now.
Did I tell you about Mr. Choco's on?
What'd you say, Janelle?
Mr. Choco.
No, you didn't tell me that.
Hey, sorry, my bad. When I
Yeah, I just typed it here inside the comments. So basically, if you want to send a donation, Roses for me, you can either send a super chat here inside of this live stream, or you can later on use the Cash App to send your donation. And I type my Cash App screen name here inside the chat. It's $ Lyndon Baptiste. It's also in the bottom of the description, the bottom of this video, also as well. So thank you for thinking of us, Roses for me, and thinking about supporting the channel. We really appreciate that too also as well. Mr. Chocolatasso, did I pronounce that correctly? Mr. Chocolatasso is here, people. And welcome back to the live stream, Mr. Chocolatasso. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. And he says, good evening, sir. Yes, good evening, Mr. Chocolatasso. And he says Navy Federal rocks. I have 2 credit cards and an auto loan. They report on all my credit report. Okay, thank you for that info, Mr. Chocotasso. And he says, make sure you report your social security number when you are added to the authorized user account to make sure they do report on your reports. Okay, thank you for that advice.
one of yours didn't ask for my social security, and I automatically AU on yours in this report.
Yeah, Janelle pointed out to me that one of her authorized users, or one of my authorized users, they did not ask for a social security number from Janelle,
Right.
but they also reported anyways.
Yeah, it's on my report.
It's on her credit report. That's my first Premier Bank credit card. Right now has 1 year of history, payment history. Yeah. So that's pretty awesome because it's helped Janelle's credit score go up to also as well. Just a 1 year credit history added on to their perfect payments, 0 or 1% credit utilization on that too also as well. So that's a good thing. Okay, awesome. Now, so basically, another thing that they were saying here, and this is coming from about the Apple Card, that is coming from Matt Schultz, who is a chief industry analyst at Compare Cards. Right, he says with any retail cards, a lot of folks who get those cards want to either get started with credit or rebuild their crummy credit, he says. And if there's a card that's not reporting people's credit history to the credit bureaus, that would be troubling. Yes, absolutely. Because you do get credit for having retail credit cards, okay, because they are part of your credit mix. Okay, so the FICO scoring models, they do calculate that into that 10% of your credit score. Now you might say, well, Lyndon, 10% is not a whole lot, and why should I focus on that? It's not very important, and yada, 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 right? But, 10% is actually 85 points based on a perfect 850 credit score, right? And also, it does have a huge impact on your credit score too also as well. For example, for someone who has an installment loan on their credit report and revolving credit on their credit report too also, you may notice maybe they may have a higher credit score than someone who does not have an installment loan on their credit report, or someone who does not have revolving credit and an installment loan. Okay, so if you're missing in one of those categories, either installment loans, revolving credit, retail credit, any of those areas, it may not account for a whole lot, but those few extra points, they do mean a lot and can help you depending on, what you're trying to apply for too also, and lenders also want to see that you are capable of handling and managing various different types of credit too also as well. So it definitely can benefit you not only in your credit score, but it can benefit you in becoming more lendable to lenders. Okay. Mr. Chocolatasso says if you want it to report 100%, make sure you give them the date of birth and social security. That, like that, they do report 100%. And so, that's why a lot of people, when they offer you to be added to their credit card as an authorized user on their account, that's another reason why they ask you for your date of birth and your social security number information. Some of them may ask you for maybe a little more information than that, but I guess it would all depend on, who, what creditor they're adding you to, what credit card they're adding you to also as well. But as we made a video way back a few months ago, we discussed authorized users and the best way to choose an authorized user. That was pretty much what we talked about in that video. You can look that up in the search bar here on the homepage here on this channel too also as well. I believe that the title of it is When Choosing an Authorized User, right? So it gets into a lot of detail and things that you want to look out for when you are looking for an authorized user. Okay. So one main tip, and I'm not going to go into all the details of that video that we made, and but one main tip I can give you if you are looking for an authorized user, age and credit history is huge. Okay. Age and credit history is huge. Yes, credit utilization does play a part too also as well, but not when it comes to credit history and age. Okay. Because a $100 authorized user account can have more value than a $10,000 authorized user account that say is 2 years old, but that $100 authorized user account say is 20 years old. Yeah, that 20 years has more of an impact than that $10,000 authorized user. Okay, because 20 years is talking about, that's a lot of payment history. Okay, it's huge. So that has more of an impact and is more valuable to you too also as well. So age is definitely something that you want to prioritize or make a priority when you are looking for authorized users. And don't be so hung up on credit limits. Okay, credit limits are great. I mean, they do. Don't get me wrong. They do help you if you have somewhat of a high credit usage on your credit report. But if your credit report shows a 0% credit usage and that's a regular thing for you every month, or less than 7% credit usage, I wouldn't worry so much about authorized user with credit limits, high credit limits. I wouldn't worry so much about that. What I would worry about, if you have such a stellar credit usage or utilization, I would worry more about credit history, okay, instead, because that's what's really going to affect and boost your score like you want it to. Okay, and I want to welcome some people who just walked in, and
Flashpoint and David M.
I want to recognize Flashpoint Capital. Thank you so much for joining us, Flashpoint. I really appreciate you, and thank you for being with us here in this live stream. And by the way, Flashpoint has its own YouTube channel. I'm not sure if some of you have not checked it out yet. You definitely want to look him up. It's Flashpoint Capital, and he makes some awesome content, great videos about credit cards and travel credit cards, rewards points. He talked somewhat about investing in the last live stream that he made. He also did a good video, great video about the self-lender installment loan too also as well. So you definitely want to look him up, Flashpoint Capital, and subscribe to his channel for sure. And He's going to be hitting 1,000 subscribers very soon. He's not too far away from it. And, you know, you're going to get there, buddy. You know, just hang in there. You know what I'm saying? You're on the right track. You got videos with great content, you know, and people are
Awesome
loving you.
content.
So you should be at 1,000 subscribers very, very soon. Also want to welcome David Amex King Moss. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to David Amex King Moss. David Amex King also started his own YouTube channel. He's had some very interesting, great videos that he made too about his experiences with his Chase Sapphire Reserve or credit card too also. So you definitely want to check out some of those videos. And he's going to be making more videos too about credit cards and travel rewards and points. So definitely want to check it out. David Amex King Moss, and subscribe. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Really appreciate that you guys came and joined with us. And David says, I can't stay. I'm driving, but leaving a like. Really appreciate that. Those likes, they go very far. And people, I guess right now we have 15 people with us here in the live stream. Hit the thumbs up, people. It definitely helps YouTube promote this live stream video better. I just wanted to mention, too, also as well, that this live stream, this is what we started doing, right? This live stream and last Wednesday's live stream is not only here broadcasting on YouTube right now, we're also broadcasting on Facebook and in 4 different platforms on Facebook too. We're also broadcasting in the Facebook on the Facebook page, how to get an 800 credit score on Facebook. We're also broadcasting in our Facebook group that's called GoFundMe Sharing, because that's kind of a different, you know, audience there. It's not pretty much an audience for people who want to build credit and increase their credit score, although there are many people there who are interested in those things too also as well. A lot of those people are trying to raise funds for whatever causes, but this live stream is also being broadcasted there. It's also being broadcasted in some of our political Facebook groups on Facebook too also as well at the same time. So right now this live stream is being broadcasted on 5 different platforms all at the same time. It's really a shame that I can't access some of those other comments, but I do know we are live because I can see that just by looking at our software and looking at the Facebook too.
S-House in the house.
Oh, S House is in the building. Thank you for letting me know that, Janelle. S House is in the building. Everyone, please say hello to S House. S House, I really appreciate you stopping by. I know I don't see you that in many of our live streams with us. So everyone, please say hello to S House. S House says, what's up too. Okay, awesome. And David Amex King Moss says, hi all, and that Flashpoint's channel is on the rise. Yes, I agree. Flashpoint is definitely spitting some fire in his videos and live streams for sure. He's on fire. Okay, so we all want to show Justin our support and our love, you know, too. Yes. Also Justin, yeah, I know the difference is Justin. I know Flashpoint Capital is Justin and Waller's Wallet is Dustin. I just had to get, you know, Janelle and I had to get that one right, you know, because Dustin and Justin, we don't want to, you know, mix them up.
Yeah. Can you remind the people that just came on that my mom's birthday?
Yeah, Janelle wanted to remind all the people that just came on that today is her mom's birthday. Patty is her name, and sometimes she watches our live streams. She doesn't really comment too much, but she does watch our live streams and videos too. So if you're interested in saying happy birthday to her, go ahead and say happy birthday. I'm sure she definitely would appreciate that. Okay, Flashpoint Capital says, sorry I'm late. Yeah, no problem, buddy. I mean, we're just glad that you stopped by, to show your support. Really appreciate that. Okay, so let's see what else we have
Oh,
here.
it's Jason.
What's that?
Black Point said it's Jason.
It's
Where do we get Justin from?
Yeah, where do we get Justin from? I don't get that. Okay, it is Jason.
Our bad.
Sorry about that. Our bad, Flashpoint. I don't know where we get Jason from. I mean, where we get Justin from.
Never mind the name.
Maybe we get that. We're tying him up with confusing him with Justin Bakula. I think it is. Justin Bakula has his own YouTube channel too, also as well. But yeah, Jason is Flashpoint Capital. Yeah, I'm glad we cleared that up. So I try not to make that mistake again. Alrighty, so Jason says just liked. Yeah, appreciate that, Jason. Thank you for liking. Everyone, please hit the thumbs up. Helps YouTube to promote this live stream even better too. Also as well, Mr. Chocolatasso says always well. Yes, that's good to know. And Jason says glad. That's good to hear, bro. All right, Mr. Mr. Chocolatasso. Yes, say I gotta say that with like a little accent in there. LOL. And David Amex King Moss, thank you for reminding me. He says his name ain't Justin. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry,
I think we got the whole Justin thing because we were watching, I think, some of David's live streams, and he talked about a guy named Justin a lot, right? And we've seen Flashpoint a lot on David's channel too, also. When we kind of got confused with Justin and Jason. So now we know there's a Justin, there's a Jason, and there's a Dustin too, also as well. So we definitely don't want to confuse that. S House says, I was doing some gaming, but I need to stay on top of my credit game at how to get an 800 credit score. Yes, S House, for sure. Yeah, we all do. That's a good thing, too, because there's so many benefits to having stellar credit or good credit or excellent credit. There's so many benefits to it. Actually, people who have lower credit scores and bad credit, for one, it costs them more money to live. Okay, it costs them a lot more money to live. Okay, like for example, I mean, just going out and flying for free is something that's totally awesome. Going here to another country, and that's probably something you may not be able to do. A person with a low credit score or bad credit may not be able to do. They may have to pay the full price for that trip and hotel too, also as well. Hotel stays. All right. So that's one thing that they're missing out on. And that's one way it's costing them more money to live too, also as well. And they're missing out on cash back too. But I'm not going to get into that too much because that's a totally different topic that we have in store for you guys. So I don't want to get too much into that topic, but you guys already know, there's so many different perks that come along with having good credit, right? And Pink Lady Barber says through, THREW. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Pink Lady. But Ronald Anderson says happy birthday, Patty. So there you go, Patty. You got another happy birthday wish. Mr. Chocolatazo says happy born day, Mom. Wish you many, many more. And S House says happy birthday. Thank you, people. Pink Lady Barber says happy birthday, Mama Patty. Again. And in the lives, I will call him at Flashpoint Capital so people will know who and where to find his channel. That's a good idea there, Mr. Chakata. So actually, most of the time when I see him, I always refer to him as, Flashpoint Capital. But at least now I know, his name is Jason. Not to be calling him no Justin or no Dustin or anything like that.
I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you heard Janelle says she feel bad. She's sorry. Yep, I am too. Nate and Jess is in the building, people. Thank you so much for joining. Nate and Jess has their own YouTube channel too, also as well. They started talking about credit cards and points and travel rewards and everything, you want to check out the channel and subscribe to also as well. It's called Epic Nate and Jess Epic Travels and Frugal Living. They say, hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Well, we appreciate you. You guys are here for sure. Thank you for all the love and support. Really appreciate that. Also as well.
Michael got to go. Doctor.
Okay, Michael has to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize his comment real quick. Delta Credit Restoration on Michael Holmes says, gotta run, gotta record for tomorrow's show.
Have a good night.
See you all next show. Yes, have a good night, Michael, and thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope I do get a notification for your live stream tomorrow. If we get the notification, we will surely be there for sure. So thanks for letting us know that also. And let's see, some great interaction. I'm good to see you guys are talking and conversations going back and forth. Janelle says it's 41 here in South Dakota now. Yeah, it's a little on the cool side out here. It's going to be a long time before we see some warm weather for sure. So S House says, at how to get an 800 credit score, I just paid all my credit cards to zero, and I was thinking about getting the Apple Card. How is it that the Apple Card do not help build credit? Yeah, well, that was the topic for tonight's live stream, S House. Sorry, you might have missed most of the topic. Basically, we found a lot of information about an update about the Apple credit card, how they are not reporting to people's credit reports. So that's the way they are not helping people who have the card to build credit, because if they're not reporting their payment data to the credit bureaus, then these people, they are not building credit by having this card right now. I mean, in the future, if they do start to report, say, retroactively, then it will be helping them build credit. Okay. So basically, we went over some information regarding that too also as well. And actually, the CEO had made a statement. That's the CEO, Rossman. Rossman is his name. He made a statement about this, stating that basically what he was saying is that it's a new product, right? And he called it a minimum viable product. And he's saying that it doesn't have all the functionalities fully perfected right now, but he's saying it will have it in the future. And they're thinking of doing a retroactive credit reporting in the near future too also as well. And it is a retail card, so you would get credit if they report to the credit bureaus towards your credit mix, which is 10% of your score, having a retail card, okay, and revolving credit, okay. But what they were saying is that they plan on having a more detailed report, a more detailed information when they do report, in the form of a more detailed picture. Okay, because what these creditors do is when they make their statement, they're basically taking a snapshot of your credit activities during that cycle. What your balance was at the time they made that snapshot, what your spending was at that time, what your credit limit is at that time, and all the full details. What's the due date? If you have any payments, if you paid the minimum or you paid off the balance, or how much a balance, and all the detail is there, itemized there. But what they're saying is that they plan to do a more detailed than that picture, and that's what they plan to report to the credit bureaus. Okay. So basically, it could get very interesting, you know, because this could help people's depending on how they report it to the credit bureaus. You know, what they're saying a more detailed picture. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that. You know, I could have some more uh, ideas in my head about what they could mean, but I mean, right now they are, you know, most credit card companies they are reporting a snapshot, okay, of that cycle, and that's what they're pretty much reporting. So if you have different credit cards that you use or that you have reporting to the credit bureaus each month, each one reports on a different day of the month too. So I mean, the Apple credit card, I mean, I'm really eager to see how they do the reporting, you know, because they said they want to make a more detailed way of reporting this consumer data or payment data. Okay. They are saying it would help, especially these Apple users that are paying off their balance more frequently, like Janelle and I do. You know, we pay off our balances on our credit cards. Sometimes we pay them off twice a week or weekly, at least either every week or every other week. For sure, we try not to do the once a month payment thing, especially when we're using credit cards that give us cash back. Um, those we want to use, for example, the pedal card that we made a recent video about, my recent review of the pedal card. That one we use a lot, so frequently and so much. We put a lot of our I would say mostly maybe 95% of our normal spend on the pedal card. Okay, because it's the credit card that gives us cash back for that, you know, for our spend, you know. And I'm sure a lot of you um, probably do the same with your credit cards that offer you cash back. So let's see here. What other comments did I
Everybody talking to each other.
miss? Seems like a lot of people are having some great conversations here.
Pink Lady said they might be catching our cold weather from here.
Oh, Pink Lady, did you say that? You catching the cold weather that we're getting up here?
Right there, when we get snow, I'll send it her way.
You hear that, Pink Lady? Janelle says when we get snow, we'll just send it over your way. Okay. So I'm just skimming through the comments here to see if I missed anyone
Not really.
comment. If I missed your comment, by the way, just let me know inside of the comments here.
Yeah, you got one on the last one.
Last one. Okay, Mr. Chakataso says I pay my balances on my cards as soon as the charge posts on any on my card. Okay, as soon as the balances post on any of
It's
the
like how
cards.
we use. So basically, it's like whatever we use, and then the balance would just pop up. So
Right,
that's what we pretty much do sometimes.
right. So, and that's a good thing to do, Mr. Chocolatazo. You definitely want to pay off, you know, your balances, you know, definitely by a statement closing date, but
But that's good that he does that too.
as soon as possible is a good thing. You know, that's a good look for sure.
But what
When
he's
it
doing,
posts, definitely, you know, when it posts for sure. What you say, Jenny?
but what he's doing is good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. What he's
that's
doing is
one
good.
other way too.
Yeah, that's definitely a great way to go about it. You know, we pay our credit card bills on Sundays. You know, and that helps us out a lot. You know, every Sunday, like I said, sometimes
Or
twice a
Friday.
week. You know, it all depends. You know, how soon our credit card issuer posts to the account. You know, when we go online, how soon we can see it on there, and then we can, you know, pay it off. So That's pretty much what we like to do. Sneaky 25 says, is it common for your score to go up if you dispute an item? Just disputing it, not the item coming
Yeah,
off. Yes, it is
mine
common,
does.
Sneaky 25. People that we've seen have reported that in Facebook groups, right? Facebook credit groups that we are a part of, on my FICO forums online, some people have mentioned that. Okay, and even when their collection did not get deleted and it's still on their credit report, they are still getting a boost in their credit score somehow just by simply disputing the item. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I would have to do a little more. Janelle and I
Research.
would have to do a little more research into that, so we can probably see exactly what's going on with that. Because that doesn't happen to everybody. It doesn't happen to everybody because a lot of people, I would say the majority of the people that we've talked to, they do not get a credit score increase when they start disputing a collection or item on their credit report. Okay,
Mine,
they get a increase when the collection is deleted off the credit report. But there are few instances where people have reported that their credit scores have gone up by simply starting a dispute. S House says, I heard it is good to leave a small balance on your card to help build your credit score. That's not necessarily
no.
needed. It's not necessary, I would say,
But if you
to
keep it
leave a
low,
small balance because, for one, it has you paying interest on top of the money that you spent, that you use. Okay.
you
So you're paying the bank more than you actually borrow from the bank, more than the money that you actually use. Okay. And this interest, it may not seem like a lot to you now, but it can add up. If you do it every month, if you do it frequently throughout the year, it adds up at the end of the year. And then year after year, if you add it up to say 5 years, that's a lot of money there, that you just gave to them as extra. Okay. But however, the lower your credit utilization, the better it is for your credit score. Okay. And FICO is huge on that, on credit utilization. Vantage scoring model, they are even more as far as prioritizing that, because we did a video about the difference between the FICOs and
advantage.
your Vantage score. And we went into all the details about what FICO considers a priority and what the Vantage scoring model considers a priority. Okay, and how they prioritize the five categories of credit scoring in different ways. Okay, um, so basically, utilization is huge. So the lower your utilization, the better it is for you, basically. But you also want to be using your accounts as well, and you want to show that you are using your accounts. But you know, I've told people, because many people who have 800 credit scores have said different opinions, have made different opinions in regards to that, right? Some say pay off your balances in full, do not leave a balance, right? And I kind of agree with that because of what I said before earlier with credit card utilization. And also, when you are into, like, say, travel rewards, and you're getting points and miles, and say you're getting cash back from your credit cards and things like that, paying interest is taking money out of your pocket, especially when you're getting cash back. Okay. And say that cash back is only maybe It could be only 1%, 1.5%, could be 2%. Who knows, right? It could be 5%, but it's still taking away from that too, also as well. Because you may be saying, wow, I'm getting 2% cash back on everything. I got the City W cash card or whatever the case is. But if you're paying interest every month, now you're taking money away from that, because even though you're getting 2%, they're taking back some of your money from you paying interest too. So
Nate and Jeff.
it may be a good idea. Maybe, if you're really want to know which is best for your credit score, and you want to see that for yourself, doing a little experiment, with different percentages each month. 1 month maybe pay it off in full. Maybe the next month leave 1% on you. The next month maybe leave
2%.
2%, et cetera, et cetera. But what I recommend is don't go above 7%. But if you're doing an experiment like that, don't go above 5%. Okay.
Nate and Jeff.
And according to some industry experts, um, you know, one in particular, he says, this Al Bingham, he wrote the book called The Road to 850. He says any credit utilization, when it gets over 5%, it affects your credit score. So there you have it. Let's see. Nate and Jess says, I also usually pay off the balance after they post as well. Treat everything like it's a charge card. Pay balances in full every month. Yes, that's a good way, I would say, to go about it. Just pay it off in full. Okay, because if you don't pay it off in full, it's gonna hurt you. It's gonna hurt your rewards. Your rewards earning, it's gonna hurt you somehow. It's gonna hurt your pocket. Okay. So you definitely, it may even hurt your credit score too. So uh, the best thing to do is just pay it off in full, every month. Sneaky 25 says, it just happened to me as soon as Lexington Law started on my report. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Sneaky, but you want to definitely look at your credit report for sure. If Lexington Law is started working on it, it's possible that they went through it before disputing items. Maybe they went and corrected variations of your name that appear on your credit report. That's possible. Maybe they got rid of some erroneous entries on your credit report, such as maybe they may have had a social security number there on your credit report that was not yours. There could be a spouse's name on your credit report, and maybe you never had a spouse, things like that. Okay. So it's possible also that Lexington Law may have cleaned up some of that stuff too before they started on disputing your negative item on your credit report. Okay, so you definitely want to look at that and check and see if that was the case. Okay, and if that was not the case, then yeah, there's something that, like I said, we would have to definitely look into that to see what's the exact reason. Okay, Mr. Tuctotazo says, I check all my accounts every day, several times during the day, a habit I developed since I got in the credit point game. I also check my FICO app and NAV for business and personal. Yeah, I hear NAV is a good site to check for business. Also, we used to use NAV, but now we don't use it because we're not pretty much that much looking into starting the business that we wanted to start. So it's taken a whole different turn, for us. So let's see. And you said the NAV, my FICO is pretty good to check your FICO scores. And Yeah, that's a very good habit though. Checking your accounts throughout the day, it definitely keeps you aware of, what's going on
I do
with
that to mine.
your accounts. And you can see what's posted to your account, if you have any balances and what they are, so you can definitely plan even better and pay those off, you know.
I do that to two of mine. So
What's that?
I do the same thing. I check on two of mine every day.
Yeah, Janelle checks on two of hers every day. And Jason says, I have the same habit.
Oh, he remembers.
I remember Z Jason.
Oh, he remembers.
Jason, yep, that's right. I did it. Sneaky says, will the increase stay if the item is not removed?
It can,
That Sneaky, I'm not sure if it will stay or not.
depending on the situation.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna say I'm not sure. Uh, but I do know if they are successful in deleting an item, I mean a negative item, as far as a collection is concerned, it can be worth over 100 points. You know, the younger it is, the more it's worth. The older the collection it is, the less it's going to be worth, or the less it affects your credit score. And I've noticed also that I had a collection on my credit report, and it's over 2 years. It's past um, the 2 year threshold now, and it seemed like my credit score shot up too. Also, but I'm thinking it was from other things, not just the aging of the collection that's on my credit report. It's other factors like a new account. It's over 4 months old now. That's a factor. Hard inquiries are over. Some hard inquiries are over 1 year old now. That's also a factor because they cannot um, continue to withhold those points from having those hard inquiries from my credit score. Now they're just starting to throw those points back onto my credit score as those hard inquiries reach over 1 year old each. So that's good news for me. So I know my score is just going to keep rising pretty much throughout the rest of this year because there's some hard inquiries that's going to be over 1 year old. Um, not only this month, but next month and December too, also as well. There's a few, only maybe 3 or 4, that's going to be over 1 year old next year, in the beginning of next year, but not too many at all. So um, that's good news there.
Okay.
Let's see, where are we at here as far as the comments?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Jason, Flashpoint Capital says, good thing though, because I've had to get cards replaced because they were compromised.
That's how.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the good thing about, checking your accounts frequently, Jason, because it keeps you aware of what's going on, with your accounts, especially for people who have multiple credit cards. It was actually Dustin. Dustin had some good news recently. We were talking about it in the WhatsApp, David's WhatsApp group this morning, or was it yesterday? I don't remember
Yesterday.
what. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, we were talking about it in the WhatsApp group, and Dustin from Waller's Wallet, that's the name of his YouTube channel, was recently featured in the CNBC article on CNBC.com. Whereas at just only 30 years old, he has over 35 credit cards, and he has not paid for what was it? A plane ticket? A flight? Was it? Okay. Let me see he has not paid for an airline ticket. That's what it was. He has not paid for an airline ticket in over 4 years. Okay. So I'm very happy for Dustin, being featured on CNBC .com, and I hope he does get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers from that too, also as well. So it's a good thing, that one of our
He
fam
did
has
sound good.
actually been featured on there too, also as well. So
That's
if you're interested in that article and you want to find out more about it, and you could definitely look it up. We talked about it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so any other comments we missed? S House says, but don't you have to show that the credit card is being used? Um, okay, you have to show that for the creditor. You have to show that to the creditor that you got the credit card account from, because if you don't show them that you're using their credit card, I mean, eventually what they're going to do is close your account. Okay, but they're not. They won't close your account if you're just making purchases and paying them off in full. They won't, because you're still using the card. Okay, you have activity on that card. So they won't close your card if you're using the card. Now, as far as showing activity to the credit bureaus, they do report your highest balance. So they do report that you are using, your accounts. Okay. Um, and one of, I know his name, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he has almost 30 years of building credit. And he's always in that Facebook group called the Credit Building Team. And they talk a lot about building credit too, also as well. So that's a great Facebook group, guys. If you want looking, to talk about building credit and things like that, they always dare to answer any of your questions that you might have. Okay. And this guy, he says basically, and he has a 800 and very high credit score, 827 credit score. He recommends that use uh, you use at least three cards every month. Okay. And you could have a 1% balance on one of them and pay off the rest of them in full every month. That's what he recommends. Okay. So, like I said, there's differences of opinions from people who have, and these people have 800 credit scores. They have stellar credits. There are experts in the industries that differ in opinions in that matter. But the view that I take and I support is that you should pay it off in full, because it's not, it really financially is going to hurt you, and it can also hurt your credit score. Okay. Just think credit utilization is 30% of your credit score. Okay. And that's number two after payment history. Payment history is 35% of your credit score. Okay. Um, the lower your utilization your credit usage is, the better it's going to be for your credit score, as far as your credit score is concerned. But just keep in mind too, also, that credit scores are not the most important thing too. Also, it's also just as important to have a strong credit profile. Okay. Especially if you plan on in the future applying for anything like a mortgage, uh, car loan, whatever it is that you plan on applying for. It could be a credit card too, right? A lot of these credit card companies, they will look at your credit profile just as much as they will look at your credit score. Okay. Because you can have a high credit score, but if you have too many hard inquiries, and Discover is not going to even approve your application if you have too many hard inquiries. You might be able to get a card with American Express because they're not that inquiry sensitive, but Discover might just flat out deny you. Okay. And if you have too many accounts on your credit profile. It could affect you when applying for a Chase card. Okay, if you have too many accounts open in the past 2 years. So credit profile is just building a strong credit profile is just as important as a credit score. So many of us are so hung up on credit scores and getting a high credit score. There's many other factors that we can work on too, also as well, to become more lendable in the eyes of lenders. Like, for example, a DTI, debt to income ratio. Um, that's a good thing to keep in check too, also as well.
You're running behind.
Am I running behind on comments? Okay, Janelle just let me know that I'm running behind on comments, so I'm gonna go ahead and look and see which comments I need to
That's how.
catch up on.
Oh, wait.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Nate and Jess says thanks to Mr. Chocolatazo. I agree, it's totally the way to go. Yeah, and he pays off his credit cards every month. $5 to report on the closing date, the day after, pay it off. Yeah, great advice there. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Chocolatazo.
That's how people.
Okay, S House left the comments. Okay.
Credit card. Hey.
Yeah, great advice there. Jason's talking about either apply for new lines of credit or check out self lender. Experience boost, become authorized user, have videos on my channel. Yes, definitely. Check out Jason's channel for sure. To also as well. So yeah, that's great advice there. Your self lender is, I can tell you from experience, my credit score just boosted over 80 points plus just by me using self lender to also as well. I have a little experience. I use Experian Boost to also as well, and it's a good way to get a quick boost. Okay, in your credit score actually, because what they do is they look into your bank account and they want to see how you spend your money basically, but what they're looking for are positive payment history, okay, coming from your bank account, accounts, records, items in your bank account stating that you have made payments on time. I believe it's like three payments, has to be three consecutive payments, monthly payments, that is. And then they will report positive stuff. But as far as negative stuff, or you being late on a payment with your light bill or your gas bill or your cell phone bill, whatever that is, whatever the situation is, as far as late payments, they don't report that. So that's a good thing about Experian Boost, that they only focus on the positive stuff and they don't even look at the negative stuff in your bank statements. Okay, and they're looking through your checking account is what they're looking at. So it's a good way to get a quick boost. You can get like a few points added on to your credit score, your Experian credit score, that is, in 5 minutes or less. Okay, it doesn't take hardly any time at all. And yeah, becoming an authorized user is definitely awesome way to boost your score to also as well. So all of these things definitely will, help you out to, as far as building your credit profile, increasing your credit score too also as well. S House says how to get an 800 credit score. Credit Karma has me at 710, and with me paying my cards off, it should go up 25 points. But how do I build from there? Okay, so basically, if you're at 710 on Credit Karma, then that means that you're in a good credit. You can be in a good credit category right now. Okay, which is a good thing. Okay, because that would definitely help you out, especially if you don't have too many hard inquiries. I'm not sure where you're looking to go. What's on your credit profile right now? Like, how many credit accounts do you have right now? I mean, you said you're at a 710. And if you pay off your cards, Credit Karma Simulator is probably what you're looking at. The simulator is telling you that Your score will go up 25 points. Uh, well, those simulators, they can be a little off, okay? Even with the advantage score. Um, but if it's telling you it can go up 25 points, then it probably will definitely go up. It may not go up by 25 points, but it will definitely go up
That's all.
for sure. So anyway, it depends on what you have already right now on your credit profile. And, from there, knowing that, then, it's easier to tell where you should go to building credit. And also, what do you want to accomplish with building credit, right? Based on your lifestyle right now, do you travel frequently throughout the year? Do you not travel as much? Or are you interested in traveling more often? Okay, and that would basically tell you what directions you want to go, like far as what credit cards you want to set as a goal for yourself for building credit, right? There are different options for building credit, like depending on where you're at. You said you have a 710 on Credit Karma, so I believe you already have some type of credit established. Mr. Chacratazo says,
Yo,
don't
that's how.
pay any interest. The 18% interest will eat the 2% cash back you earn, and always leave a balance to report on closing date. Pay it off right after that. Great advice there, Mr. Chacratazo. I like that for
To
sure.
read us out about before him.
Yeah, I read S's House's comment. Yeah, I read that.
Oh,
No,
okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
I read that one.
Sorry.
Okay, let's see. All right. Awesome. Great conversations going back and forth here between you guys. That's awesome. Awesome. Mr. Chocolatasso says, I will send you a letter. You can get the inquiries after 90 days. Offer your report. I had 3 removed from June or July 2019, went from 5 to 2 on my experience. Awesome. Awesome. That's good stuff, Mr. Chocolatazo. For sure. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Hard inquiries, I mean, I haven't had too many good experiences with those, as far as had credit repair companies take swings at them, right? I don't know if you guys have heard of uh, Brandon Weaver has a credit repair company, right? And they were unsuccessful uh, with my hard inquiries. And also, I had went over to another company because Lexington Law, they don't dispute hard inquiries for you. You have to dispute those yourself with Lexington Law, and they have the letters where you can send in to dispute on your own, right? Um, but this other company that I had signed up with called Credit Pros, I believe it was Credit Pros or Credit Fortress Pros. That's yeah, Credit Fortress Pros. They were unsuccessful. The Credit Pros was another company we signed up with too. They were unsuccessful. So the hard inquiries, I don't know. It just didn't happen for us for some reason. Um, and all of these credit repair companies could not get any of them removed at all. And by the way, I have my experiences with credit repair companies. I did a live stream video here on this channel too, also as well. They're inside of a playlist. It's called "Looking for a Good Credit Repair Company." Right? There's several videos in there about my experiences with credit repair companies and how what's the best way you can choose, best way for you to choose a good credit repair company or service. All right, that's Janelle's telling me I'm getting behind on my comments. Mr. Chacratazo, you got some Spanish there. You're typing Spanish here in the chat. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Estás muy calado. Oh well. Okay. All right. Wish for the English translation there. Mr. Chocolatazo says it is all about the profile, not the score only. Yes, I totally agree. Mr. Chocolatazo, it's not all about the score. It's about the whole picture. Okay, the score and the profile. It goes together. All right. One without the other is not enough. You see so many YouTubers talk about what credit score you need for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, what credit score you need for the Citibank, what credit score you need for the Amex, this and that, what credit score you need. Okay, that's all great. But those same lenders will deny you with that score if you don't have the right credit profile that they're looking for. Okay. So it's not all about score here, guys. So we want to focus on, the whole picture, not only the score, but the credit profile too, also as well. Very important. Okay. Let's see if we missed any other comments
Nope.
here.
We're
Nope,
10:30.
nope, nope. Okay, looks like we're all caught up here. So what I'm going to do right now, if no one else has a comment, I'm going to recognize, as a tradition, recognize everyone who have commented or, you know, raise the question, answer the question, etc. I appreciate. Thank you to everyone. Jason, Flashpoint Capital, Mr. Chocolatazo. Appreciate all of you who have helped out with answering questions and recognizes people's comments too. And Nate and Jess. And I'm gonna recognize you. Say a brief thank you to everyone here. Let's see, we got another comment on the bottom. Mr. Chocolatazo. Oh, okay. S House says, I have some inquiry that I want to fall off, but I'm not a big travel person, but I will look into cash back. Yeah, there you go. So if you're not a big travel person, S House, then cash back is pretty much the direction where you want to go. Okay, the goal where you want to set yourself up for, pretty much looking into, what is the best cash back credit cards that can give you the most value for your spending. That's pretty much the direction you want to go. Okay. And it depends on what you spend your money on, like in what categories. Like, do you spend a lot of money on groceries? Do you spend a lot of money on dining out? You know, do you use Netflix or Hulu and all these things, streaming services? So um, that you want to definitely, you already know what type of lifestyle you have and what type of spend is normal for you. So you could pretty much base it on your normal spending habits, and then once you uh, are aware of all of your normal spending habits, then you go out and look for credit cards that match your normal spending habits, the things that you spend money on. Okay, so first and foremost, okay, I missed another comment here. One more. Mr. Chocolatazo says, if the profile is thin and you have a 750, you will be turned down. Yes, there's another thing. So again, I cannot state this enough, people. Okay, like I said before, so many YouTubers talking about what credit score you need for the City Double Cash Card to get approved, what credit score you need for the Chase Freedom to get approved, what credit score you need for okay, that's great, but it doesn't. All that don't matter if you don't have the credit profile to go with it. I want to see more YouTubers make videos about what length of credit history you need to get approved for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. How many hard inquiries you need to be under to get approved for the Discover It credit card. Make videos about that too. Not only credit scores. Talk about the credit profiles too, because that's very important. That's what's really going to get you approved for that card, not the credit score. Okay, because it could be somebody else out there with a 680 credit score that probably get approved for the same credit card, which you may get denied for with a 740 credit score. because they might have a stronger credit profile than the other person with the 740. So that's just how it works, as far as lenders are concerned. So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Chocolatasso.
Very good.
Yeah, S House says thanks everyone for your comments and help. Yes, you're very welcome, S House. Anytime, just check out all the videos we have here on our channel. Awesome information too about building credit, whether it be with credit builder loans or self lender. We have tons of videos on credit builder loans that you can look through. Those that give you a hard inquiry, those that have no hard inquiries too, also as well. Tons of videos about building credit, increasing your credit score to from each level of being in the credit game too, also as well. So. First and foremost, I want to say a special thank you to Dalai Lama's team. Good luck. I'm waiting for you to start your YouTube channel. If you have any questions about getting started and need any help, definitely let me know. Pink Lady Barber, thank you so much. Welcome back again. Tech David from Travel Explorer Click, welcome back. Thank you for joining. I appreciate your support. Everyone, you definitely want to go over subscribe to his channel if you're definitely interested in travel rewards and points too, also as well. Roses for me, thank you so much for joining. D. Anderson, appreciate you, buddy, and welcome back. And thank you for joining us. Delta Credit Restoration and Michael Holmes, thank you so much for joining our live stream. And if you're interested in learning more about credit repair, definitely you want to subscribe to Michael Holmes' channel, Delta Credit Restoration, to also as well. Sneaky 25, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate you, Sneaky. Ronald Anderson, thank you for joining us once again and welcome back, Ronald. Mr. Chocolatazo, yes, brother. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you, Mr. Chocolatazo. And Flashpoint Capital, Jason. Yes, thank you for joining us once again. Jason, we really appreciate you. And, as soon as you're doing a live stream, we'll be in there for sure, David Amex King Moss, thank you for joining. We appreciate you. And David started his YouTube channel too, also as well. So you definitely want to subscribe to Flashpoint Capital. David Amex King Moss, and check out his channel. And S House, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back. And Nate and Jess have their own YouTube channel too, also as well, where they talk about credit rewards and points too. See if I missed any other comments. Pink Lady Barber says great information, fam. And a peace sign, and have a great night from Pink Lady Barber. Thank you for sharing that, Pink Lady. And everyone, appreciate you joining us for our topic tonight. If you got a chance to be here for the topic, that's awesome. If you did not, you're definitely welcome to watch this live stream on the replay. For sure. The topic was Apple credit card may not help your credit score. Now, I'm not saying that it will not help you build credit in the future, because I don't know if Goldman Sachs is going to report to the credit bureaus or not. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. If they do, however, report to the credit bureaus in the future, then it will help all of you who have gotten their Apple card to build credit to also by using their card. So I do also want to thank all of you for wishing Janelle's mom a happy birthday. And Janelle, thanks all of you for wishing Patty a happy birthday too also as well. So if you're watching this video, Patty, happy birthday. And I hope that you have many more. To everyone, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps YouTube promote the video. So if you're interested in ways to learning how to build credit and increase your credit score, maybe you want to travel the world for free or get approved for business loans and lines of credit. Maybe not only business loans, but on the personal side, maybe you're looking to get approved for a mortgage or a car loan. It all starts with having good credit. And if that interests you, then you definitely want to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications too also as well. That way you'll never miss any single videos that we make here on this channel too also as well. And share this video everywhere, all over your social media, on your Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, all over your social media networks too also as well. Share it with your friends and family, your neighbors, who knows. But from all of us here at the How to Get an 800 Credit Score family, and Panda, Bridget, Janelle, and I, we want to say keep safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.
Yep, that's right.